Tony squinted. The red light was so intense it almost hurt his eyes. But something about it seemed strange, almost alive. As he looked closer, a dark shape began to take form within the light, slowly moving towards him. Tony tried to shake it off. Maybe he was just dreaming. He squeezed his eyelids shut, willing himself to wake up. A cold voice pierced the silence.
Don't bother.
Tony's eyes flew open. He'd hoped to see his assistant there, ready to wake him up for a meeting. Instead, he was met with a terrifying sight. A figure with a grey void-as face dressed in dark clothes loomed in front of him. Terror shattered his confidence. He screamed, his voice trembling.
Oh, what are you? And where am I? You are dead, and I am dead.
Tony couldn't believe it. He cried out desperate. He tried to piece together his last moment.
No. This can't be happening. I remember I came back from those executive meetings. I needed a rest before seeing Sarah. On the highway.
His driver tried to make conversation, asking if his pregnant girlfriend would be joining them at home soon. Tony snapped at his driver for prying. The more the driver apologized, the angrier Tony became, swearing until his phone rang. The call broke the tension, but as it talked, he saw the driver roll down his window, which seemed odd. In his rage, he yelled again. Then disaster struck. The car plunged into the river, his lungs burned with water. Death slowly turned as Tony's essence radiated an unsettling red light. In a calm voice, he spoke.
This red glow around you suggests almost anger and fear on your mind. Let's see how you read.
Senator Chima, Tony's father, was a politician, married to Aina for 4 years, and they had 4 daughters. But Senator Chima wasn't happy. He wanted a son. Married another wife, Chinwe, and within a year, she had a baby boy, Tony. Senator Chima was overjoyed. He loved Chinwe and Tony more than Aina and their daughters. He even took Chinwe and Tony with him to important social and political events. It became obvious to everyone that Tony was Senator Chima's favorite child, and Chinwe was his favorite wife. At school, Tony got away with anything, even bullying other kids. He'd yell at his teachers like he was the boss, bragging that his daddy was super important and would be too someday. The teachers didn't like Tony's bad behavior, but the principal at the end of school wouldn't listen to complaints. It turned out that Tony's dad, Senator Chima, donated lots of money to the school every year, and they didn't want to upset him. But in college, things took a different turn. Tony really liked Nadia, but she didn't feel the same way. Upset, Tony decided to scare her into liking him. He paid some guys to kidnap her.
Nobody rejects Tony Chima, the only heir of Chima's family.
Tony grumbled, but Nadia wasn't having any of it. She fought back against Tony's men, but they were too strong and took her away. When Nadia saw it was Tony behind it, she was furious. She called him a spoiled brat and spat at him. Tony, even angrier now, made all 7 of his hoodlums take turns on Nadia. He sneered at her, saying,
"Now you are just a broken toy,"
before walking away, leaving her bruised and battered. When Nadia's family heard what happened, they rushed to the hospital to find her unconscious with multiple fractures. The doctor explained that Nadia needed 3 surgeries, hip replacement, and repairs to severe injuries in her genital area. To prevent her from suffering through the pain, they decided to keep her in coma until the surgeries were done. This news traumatized Nadia's family, who desperately wanted to know who would do such a thing to their daughter and sister. After weeks in coma, Nadia woke up and finally revealed her attacker's identity. Disappointed and hurt, Chifoni muttered angrily,
"Senator Chima will regret this."
On the appointed day, Chifoni visited Senator Chima with a heavy heart. He explained how his son Tony had wronged his daughter. Senator Chima listened silently, lit a cigar and puffed casually, showing no regret even after Chifoni expressed his disappointment. When he finally spoke, his words were cold.
Look, everyone acts wild when they are young. Maybe your daughter wasn't dressed modestly, and that's why Tony thought she was easy. But, Senator Chima, you can't just excuse your son's behavior because he is young. Or didn't you hear me? My Nadia, my only daughter, a virgin, is in surgery right now for the 2nd time because of your son. And all you can say is that I had you the first time, Chifoni. What's done is done. We can't change the past. Your son will pay for what he did. I am taking this to court.
Just as Oni turned to leave, Senator Chima burst into laughter, and with a menacing tone he responded,
"Be careful you threaten with lawsuits, Chifoni. If you do, you could lose everything as well. Not just your daughter's innocence, But your entire political career you built over the last 10 years and your 30 years of Sussex in business, you could even end up in jail.
Senator Chima stared intently at Chifoni, who paused and turned around to meet his gaze.
What do you mean? I have served my constituency with honesty and respect. My finances are in order and I pay my taxes. Are you absolutely certain about that? Then why did you flee New York in the 1980s? I heard rumors that two CEOs committed suicide after you swindled them out of their millions of dollars. Their families and the authorities are still seeking revenge. You know, your case went cold. All I have to do is to leak the information to the press, and you'll be devoured like piranhas feasting on chicken.
Chifoni struggled to breathe.
What? That was a long time ago. I am a different man now. Are you really changed, or you are simply enjoying the dividend of your fraud and our protection? Look, everyone has something they'd rather keep hidden. That secret is why you got your political appointment. Stop all this and drop your moral compass. You are no better than any of us, including my son. The wrong has already been done to your daughter. Do you really want to drag your family's name through the mud by going to court and feeding the hungry media? For the sake of pastimes, let's have a wedding between our families. That way, we can all move on.
Chifoni felt defeated and returned home, replaying Senator Chima's words in his head. His wife and sons were anxious to fight back. They expected updates on the lawsuit from their lawyers. Disappointment filled the room when Chifoni spoke of a wedding instead. His older son sighed. Furious disagreed with his father's plan.
Absolutely not, Dad. How can you even think about arranging a wedding with a monster? We should be throwing him to jail, not marrying him off to her. This is a disgrace to our family. And to Nadia, you will not argue with me under this roof. Once your sister recovers, she will marry the boy who did this to her.
He stormed off, leaving his family devastated and confused. Meanwhile, Senator Chima told Tony about his new marital arrangement, but Tony hated the idea of getting married early.
You brought this on yourself. What made you think you could do that to the daughter of a political friend? How stupid can you be? You had two choices, whether or spend at least 10 years behind bars. Do you know what would happen to this family's reputation if you were convicted for such a heinous crime? She has no proof, nah. You should have let them go to court. Shut up, dumbhead. She was hospitalized immediately after the ordeal. When they start picking up the miscreants who had done it, it's only a matter of time before they confess. You will get married to her after she is discharged from the hospital.
Tony and Nadia got married in a small ceremony. After 3 years of marriage, Nadia and Tony had beautiful twin girls. However, Nadia's in-law pressured her to have more children, especially a boy, to carry on the family line. Even though she tried for over 6 years, several miscarriages, her trauma made it difficult, and doctors warned her against pregnancy due to her hip surgery. Having another baby would be risky for both her health and the baby. This made things worse at home. Her husband Tony became angry and blamed her. He called her names and even threatened to leave her if she didn't have a son. Tony's behavior was abusive. He wouldn't stay home and would sometimes disappear for days or even weeks. He came back, he would be in a bad mood and take it out on everyone. Nadia, her daughter, and even the house staff were all afraid of him. They felt like they had to be very careful around him, like walking on eggshell. One day, Nadia was walking by where she accidentally had Tony's driver talking to the maid.
Oga dey para for everybody because say madam no fit carry belle again. And Oga need boy. Or else him papa no go hand down the estate and business. The thing don dey fear Oga since until he meet this new trenches chiquita wey carry belle for her. Oga don make plans to send am abroad once she born boy, so that madam no go know.
Saru, Tony's driver, escaped the accident scene by jumping out of the window and swimming to safety. Later that night, he met a mysterious person in a club at the Hidden Hotel.
Good job escaping, Saru. I will do what I promised, but you need to do your part too. Trust is important, so sign this paper to make it official.
Saru signed the document quickly.
Excellent. Here's the money we talked about and the new identification for you to travel under. Disappear completely and pretend you are dead. Never come back to this country. This signed paper says you are responsible for the death of Senator Chima's holy heir. Not a good look for you if you catch my drift. Good luck with your new life.
The mysterious person hidden under a cloak jumped into a black van and speed away, then stopped after over a 20-minute speed drive, pulled out a phone and dialed a number.
It's finished, Nadia. That crackhead is sleeping with the fishes. The Asian creatures will probably have turned him into a tasty snack. He rarely calls you on his trips anyway, so just pretend you don't know where he is. Let his awful father figure out he's missing first.
With a sharp click, he hung up and drove off into the dark night. Tony's jaw dropped. He couldn't believe his eyes. In a daze, he cried out, filled with regret.
Wait. Please give me another chance. I can fix this.
Very well. If you truly wish to make things right, you can. When you're ready, walk to the glowing red tunnel. It's a grand level transfer.
Tony, grateful to the angel, hurried towards the glowing tunnels. As soon as he stepped into it, a powerful force pulled him in, like a giant vacuum cleaner. It spun widely, surrounded by flashes of red until everything went dark. In this inky blackness, he heard strange chilling voices whispering around him. Then a bright light appeared in the distance, and a booming voice screamed,
"Come out! Come out!"
Excited and determined, Tony pushed himself forward, desperate to reach the light. Finally, he emerged, exhausted, but the smell of blood and the freezing air sent shivers down his spine. He felt nauseous and confused, and he let out a loud cry. A weary voice spoke.
"You don't disturb me for belle, so say, you no let me also eh. You go say, you don't come, make I rest. Suck now. I no go get your time once 5 o'clock knack."
The eyelid felt heavy, and when he finally managed to open them, he saw a pair of tired-looking eyes staring down at him. The air was thick with the smell of sweat and damp clothes. He was confused, but his stomach rumbled. Instinctively, his tiny mouth searched for food, and he found something warm and soft to latch onto. The wooden door creaked as 2 women walked in. One of them spoke.
Candy. Hey, you don't burn just now.
The second lady pulled a bowl of water and a rag.
Let me help you bathe the child.
Oh, auntie, with the big English, don't come. Hey, thank you, but make I first feed them before you bath am. You know, say, night walk go soon start. Candy, you too like money. The placenta don't drop before you do think how you want take comot go hustle. Eh? Try rest small, make you no pie before your time. Placenta no dey hard to come. He go soon drop. Eh? And you know say, that my main customer they come this night. I know it's disappoint them. Besides, this one no be my first speaking be this now. As in decide say, he want con life. He go join us see the suffer with the see for the life.
Tony's eyes widened in shock. A wave of anger washed over him. He wanted to shout, but instead of words, only baby cries came out. He tried to clutch his fist and yell again, but his tiny body wouldn't cooperate. All he could manage were frustrated wails.
You feel like say this baby hear you. See the way they cry. Now so all of them they do. But that one concern me. If I don't meet my room school, I will want a chop. My breast self go dry water.
Soon, Candy left Tony in the hands of the other girls. He cried endlessly, but they could not do much to pacify him. After what felt like forever, Candy's mother returned. She smiled at Tony, petting him.
No worry, You go soon meet your brothers and sisters. You don't do now. Stop today cry.
After 2 months of minor abandonment and breastfeeding, Tony found himself in front of a village hut, occupied by 7 malnourished children and a very old woman.
Auntie, I beg me add this pikin join. I go add money join which I dey send you every week.
The old woman shook her head.
You will never fit. take care of the 4 wey you don born. Why you come born another one come?
Na me send them message. Why they no look grand before they follow my belle come?
But why you no tell their papa? So at least dem fit dey support you small.
Auntie, the matter tire me. You know say na she I be na. And I dey meet customer every day. I want to know which of them be their papa. Whoa, I beg no stress me, auntie. My head full. I get customer now to go meet so. You go down dey wait for me, eh?
With a smile on her face, she spoke to Tony.
No give my auntie wahala o. Na here you go stay till I settle. No worry, eh? I go come dey visit you anytime I get time. And I go buy you plenty sweets and biscuits.
She handed Tony to the old woman and walked away. Tony couldn't believe he's been abandoned for weeks. He cried endlessly, trying to gain the attention of his mother. But his mother wasn't there anymore. The old woman tried to comfort him, but Tony was so sad he couldn't stop crying. The old woman got tired of Tony's crying. She put him on the mat outside the hut, where the hot sun beat down on him. This only made him cry harder. And then she spoke coldly.
When this son don mama you go know say your mama no send you.
Tony's tears won't stop. He felt so lonely in the intense weather. Suddenly, the shimmering air in the heat seemed to twist and turn, forming a strange shape. This shape spoke to Tony in a kind, comforting voice, though a little muffled. Hey dear little one, why all the tears? You're crying each and every one around you. Tony flinched, stuttered, then he started to cry again.
It's like it's here. I want to go back home. Back to Chief Chima and my mom. They would give you anything you want if you took me to them.
A booming laugh echoed around Tony. A shadowy figure emerged from the foam. Poor Tony. That comfy life you had is gone forever. This is your new reality. The complete opposite of everything. It's time for you to feel the pain and suffering others back then. But don't worry. I can make it smoother for you. All the good deeds and choices you made in your past life. I can turn them into helpful in your current life. Yes, you make challenges easier to overcome and lessen your suffering. But you will have to have something to enable me help. Tony curiously asked,
Who or what are you?
I can be a friend for you. It all depends on how you behave. I will keep visiting you as a friend until you've been on earth for 1 year in your life. That will give us enough time to figure out what you did in your previous life. Good or bad. With that, the figure slowly disappeared, like smoke carried away by the wind. Tony's little heart raised on hearing these words. He sucked on his thumb for solace, gazing at the squirrel kids playing in the distance while lost in his thoughts.
I wish I could go back and do things differently. But maybe, just maybe there were some good things I did back then, even if I can't remember them now.